It is tricky enough for an average millennial to think about the future. And a temporary immigration status in a country like US and the fact that they may have to go back to their home country in the future add another layer of complication when it comes to retirement planning. And obviously, how can they make long-term financial plans when they are not really sure how long they'll be able to work in the US? Fair enough, you don't have to do anything right now, but at least know your options if you are in a similar situation. So in the video today, I'll be talking some pros and cons of a retirement plan, which is 401k. First of all, what is a 401k plan? Now, most of the employers in the US offer this 401k to their employees. It is a pre-tax retirement savings plan. So you can invest a certain percentage of your salary up to an annual limit, which I think is $19,500 for the year 2021. And the best part is that your employer can also match your contribution. And then the amount in your 401k is invested in different mutual funds of your choice. So basically, your 401k amount depends on the contribution that you and your employer are making to the plan, and then the investments that is happening automatically with your money in the account. So I see a lot of free money here, but the trick is that you cannot withdraw this amount until the age of 59 and a half, which is a lot. I mean, you can still withdraw it, but then you would have to pay a 10% penalty over all the taxes that you will be paying. So the truth is there are pros and cons to it. And whether it's a good idea for you to invest in 401k depends on your situation. So let's discuss those situations in detail. One immediate and major benefit is the tax advantage, especially for those who are in the high income bracket. So say you earn $1,000 per paycheck and you decide to contribute 5% to your 401k. Now this 5% contribution will be deducted from your salary on a pre-tax basis, meaning your taxes will now not be on the $1,000, which is your salary per paycheck, but it will be your salary minus the contribution that you are making. So which is 5% of 1,000 is 50. So now your taxable income per paycheck is not $1,000, it will be $950. So by contributing a certain percentage of your salary into 401k, you actually save on the taxes upfront. So you do not have to pay taxes now, and then when you retire or at the time of your retirement, when you will withdraw the money, at that time also you will have to pay much less taxes, because ideally that time you will fall into the lower income bracket. Another benefit is if your employer offers a match, meaning if the employer also contributes the same percentage or even a percent or two less than your contribution. So say if you earn $60,000 per year and your contribution towards 401k is 6%, then that will be $3,600 in your 401k in 1 year. Now, say if your employer agrees to do a 3% match, then that will be $1,800 extra in your 401k fund. And if the employer matches your contribution, meaning if the employer also contributes 6%, then you'll have another additional $3,600 in your 401k account, which I absolutely feel is like the free money that you will be walking away from if you decide to not do or not contribute in your 401k account. The next is the magic of compounding. So in a regular investment account, your net gains and dividends would be taxed, but in a 401k, your money is growing tax-free, which allows it to compound, which is like a fancy way to say that your earnings will have earnings. And let's say you may decide to leave US after 10-12 years of working in the US and contributing to your 401k money. There are two options for you. You can either leave your money in the US and take it out or cash it out when you are at your retirement age, or you can just cash it out right away by paying the penalties and all the taxes. And there Could also be some potential hassle getting an US bank to transfer your money to an international account. But I guess again, the tax benefit that you will have could justify this administrative hassle, especially for those who have been working in the US for a long time and have big 401k amount, because they have saved a lot of money by not paying the taxes upfront, and then the money that they will be paying after 15 years would be substantially less, because they should ideally be in the lower tax income bracket if they don't have a job in the US and are going back to their home country. We will talk more about how to cash out 401k money in the next video, so please stay tuned. But coming back to the topic of whether you should invest in 401k or not, being a foreign national, many financial advisors in the US encourage foreign nationals to actually invest, but they also advise against it in some cases. For example, if you know that you would go back to your home country in 2-3 years, then it's not a good idea for you to invest in 401k plan, because early withdrawals would have penalties and then you would have to pay taxes. So if you have to go back to your home country in 2-3 years, I think the best for you would be to just save your money in your bank account so that you can use that money whenever you want, wherever you want. Unlike the 401k money, for which you would have to go through a lot of hassle, and you would also be paying a lot of penalties and taxes on it. I personally would not invest in 401 or long-term investment plans if I know I cannot cash out my money immediately. If say I have to leave in a year or two, I would rather pay like full tax on my income and keep my income handy so that I can use it when I need it. It's exactly like how it is better to pay more rent on short-term lease than to buy a house on mortgage, and then in an emergency situation it's just tough to sell the house, so it's a liability on you now. I hope this video gave you some clarity on the 401k plan, and I personally would advise you to talk to your financial advisor and know your options, especially if your employer is ready to match your contribution.